जय जय राम हो श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम 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 श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय 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 Jai Ram, Jai Rama Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Jai Ram, Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram Om.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, pranam. Where were we?
Mataji, universal consciousness. Individual I and universal I. Individual I and universal I.
Universal I. That is right. That was the last one. Mataji's, we were able to immediately get the message from points to ponder. We read it out completely. First we thought we will not be able to locate the article. The dimension came in our mind. We were sharing it. Then where from we shared, suddenly we remembered it must be from points to ponder, and when we opened it came. The I is beyond first, second and third person. It is not the individual I. This I is equated with God. At a big meeting in America, since Ramdas was speaking as usual in the third person, one stood up and asked, "What became of your I?" Another from the same audience said, "His I has become God." So your I should be transformed into the universal I. So as sadhakas, aspirants, we have to keep on reminding this. We may not be able to change, but we can make an attempt to change, Because we have been identifying so far with the I as the body, mind, intellect equipment. It's difficult to take it away and put it to the up. But still unless we take an initiative, it cannot become a reality. In Mataji's case, retaining the I, she did not change the I, but she was able to connect it with the bigger I. We have to keep on thinking, how can I do it? Nobody can advise from outside. It's a tough job. So one way could be that at least while chanting, say 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever we do that. With one chanting, we can try to do this. Before or in between or after chanting. I am chanting the name of one who is within me, who is that I, who stands for that I, the universal consciousness, and who is now within me, making me to chant. So one practical method could be when we are alone, when we are chanting, not in the group chanting. We try when we are alone, so that we need some time, to bring all these dimensions. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. I have chanted. Then I can, or beginning. Now you are prompting me to chant the name of one who is the real I and who has made the feeling that I am chanting. Then again, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We can put it in our own words. So 5 times or 10 times we will make a beginning and leave it. So then probably next day we might be able to increase it. Or if we find it difficult, again we will continue with the same. Because till such time this idea has not come to us. So the mind as usual goes on with its chanting. And the chanting at least gets disconnected with that I. Probably when we take up this, something may come. Depending upon our intensity, something will turn out. Beyond that, nothing can be shared on this. Papa's this word, we will try to understand. Your I should be transformed into the universal I. So if it has to become a reality, we will at least try during the chanting. And how do we ensure that whenever we talk, we are referring to that, not this? Whenever we are talking, whether we are making an effort for the sense of individuality to get connected with a higher dimension, or it is in the same level. All these things nobody else can know, nobody else can detect. Only one has to be a little vigilant. Papa could attain it because he was intense and he was trying during his sadhana days where he was not disturbed from anything. We are all in the midst of so many activities with our usual thinking. So to bring that dimension, it may not look that easy, but to some it may be possible. So by making us to remember this word, your I should be transformed into the universal I. This is a very important point. That means whatever we are doing the sadhana, we are trying to translate into our daily life. This is the sum and substance, the essence of all our progress, Whether all our thoughts, words and deeds are emanating from the small I, or on a higher dimension. We may not know the cosmic consciousness, but we know certainly it is not from the usual one. How will we know? Each one only will know. But this is very important, very vital.
Swamiji, the realization is from you, individual I is to realize the universal I.
Individual I becomes aware that it owes everything to the universal I. All thoughts, words and deeds are rooted through the sense of individuality, no doubt. But now the sense of individuality feels it is coming from it. My thoughts, my words, my deeds.
So it is executed only from the individual I level.
So this cannot be explained, unless we make a move. We have to set ourselves on a process. If it is true abstract, we can bring the chosen deity or guru before us, and instead of cosmic consciousness, we can feel it is from that power it is coming. At least for a moment, we are free from this limited I. So the bhakta is at an advantageous position because he is bringing that chosen deity before him, or guru, in some Mataji's case, guru. And then from the guru to the impersonal reality. So along with our effort, we also keep praying. You did not open up all these things to me, so I have been following with the feeling that I am independent. Now I have understood intellectually that without you I don't exist at all. But at next moment when I talk to somebody, when I deal with somebody, this is forgotten. And only I am there. You are not there. So kindly enable me to remember you as much as possible, so that I will have the first-hand experience of your presence, which will again sustain me in my efforts to make it a permanent reality. Is that clear?
Swamiji, what about praise?
Grace. She's asking about grace.
Grace is also his remembrance, Grace is not coming from outside. Grace, remembrance, darshan, all are ultimately same. That is why Papa used to say, the moment you remember him, you are the recipient of his grace. So remembrance, if you have that, it's okay. Grace is not coming from outside. It is an inside one. We go to a evolved soul, we stand before him, and what happens is, it gets touched and kindled. It is only happening here. That is why everybody visiting the Mahatma, seeing the Mahatma, do not get it. So it is purely a relative experience. How I set my machine, if it is receptive, okay. Otherwise, the Guru may be there. Many people would have seen Bhagavan, many people would have seen Papa, everybody would not have received, Only when set, so that means grace comes from within. Grace comes from remembrance. Anyhow, back to the point now. So we are trying now All our efforts now should be we may not be able to replace, but our effort should be to make an effort to bring Lord's, the indwelling reality's role in my talks, words, and deed. Thoughts, words, and deed. It is not separate. It is not separate. It is not separate. This is the point. Ultimately, we are led now. Now there is a junction, and from this junction we have to take the direct route that will take us to Him. That will take us to Him means not outside. That will take us to the remembrance.
Swamiji, we try to bring the indwelling reality
to make us aware. We put in our efforts to make us aware that He is behind our every thought, every word, every deed. Now we have understood intellectually. Everybody remembers this word. But immediately after, for example, immediately after hearing this word, the next thought comes in our mind. Are we in a position to relate it to that? That is the toughest. We are hearing Papa's words. We are intellectually 100% convinced also. There is no doubt. But immediately after this hearing it, probably thinking for a quarter of a second. After that, when any other thought comes, does it carry this dimension, or does it make us think that I am doing it, I am thinking? Now and here we should try. That is why we feel that we cannot try it now. Our equipment is not ready now. So we will try to set apart this Nama chanting, individually. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. During this chanting, are we in a position to bring this dimension? That this chanting is going on because of Him who is within. Not in a chorus chanting, not in any collective chanting. The mind, is trained to go along with that. At the moment, we cannot control. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 We find joy, no doubt. But this dimension is not there, that He is making me to chant. The truth is He is making us to chant. So we are to realize that He is making us to chant. Papa has given this clue that you have this. I am chanting the name of one who is within me, who is making me to chant. This is the clue he has given. Because the moment we realize that he is making me to chant, that means he is making me to see, he is making me to hear, he is making me to think, he is making me to smell, he is making me to touch, he is making me to taste. So if he is making me to chant, if suppose it's realized, not telling, if it is realized, then this what he said, transforming the I to the universal I, it happens. This is very, very, very subjective, highly subjective. And this is crucial for us, very crucial. So in case we are unable to bring that I in the impersonal aspect, we can try to bring the personal aspect and then transcend that later. So in the Bhaktottama's case, we have found they are quite happy. Suppose our Ishta Devata is Lord Krishna. Krishna is making me to chant. So suppose we train ourselves. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Immediately when we stop, the impact will be there. It won't go just, suppose we develop that. Papa is making me to chant. Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Try, You will find at least for some time Papa's presence we will feel. I mean the physical form. So those of us who find it difficult to bring the impersonal aspect, we can bring like this, and then later on, we will say, oh, he is beyond all these things, he has also come in this form. Probably that might look more easier than the first one. Just to keep on asserting that he is making me to chant, and when we have not so far experienced the presence of that he will, as soon as we stop, he will also not be there, So that the what he stands for, subtle and that mysterious power stands for what? There should be a connection between that and the so-called me. So when we are in our room, for example, we were suggesting, when we are in our room, alone, preferably in the morning, we try this for 5 to 10 minutes, and so that something will get evolved out of it. What will the outcome, we cannot say, we need not bother about it. Something will get set. Because now we have been motivated by Papa now that the sense of individuality which always identifies itself as I would like to realize the substratum from which it draws its existence. So even the very act of chanting, that is where we start now. It is not to be limited to chanting, but we start from this very act of chanting. Somewhere you have to make a beginning. And later on, probably when we get a glimpse, for a few minutes at least we are dwelling in that. Then later on, when we are unable to carry on in our day-to-day, then we realize that our outer activities are not compatible with our inner aspiration. Inner aspiration is to remember him always. One devotee told us bluntly, when we are in the midst of activities, it is very difficult. Only when we withdraw from all activities, all these trials can be made.
அப்படி மார்னிங் டைம்ல நம்ம பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க சில the thought, is it's very, very good that he is making us chant ella pandrom. But aprom the downpulling thoughts vande vandudradhu.
So that is okay. Then we know what matters during the non-chanting time. Sorry, what happens during the non-chanting time matters. There, if we become self-centered, and if the me and mind dominating in all my thoughts, words, and deeds, it will be difficult to practice it during my chanting period. That is why this word is very important. Outer activity should be compatible with inner aspiration. A very penetrating word. Outer activity should be compatible with inner aspiration. Inner aspiration is to remember him. Chanting is to remember him. So during however much I try, probably in ashram, probably one may be able to do more chanting. But even then, nobody is sure to what extent mind is getting riveted to this God thought. Because as usual, we are carried away by the tune. We are carried away with so many things other than remembrance, And because there is some involvement, we find some joy, no doubt about it. That is why we are continuing. So that stage we have reached. But now the struggle is, during the chanting, how much time we are in a position to remember him. Have we been able to remember him? Okay, then the problem comes, during the other time I am not able to remember, so it will have its own impact when I sit for chanting. So where do I start?
It's a vicious cycle.
Huh?
It's a vicious cycle.
Huh?
Vicious cycle. Vicious cycle.
We have to keep on trying. So we will do one thing. During the 5 minutes or 10 minutes of Ramnam chanting, we will try. And every now and then during the day, we will try to remember this and silently chant. We will try for a week and see for ourselves whether the remembrance is becoming slightly clear, more and more clearer. I think people like us, it would be better if we bring any form. Formless aspect is, though it is very nice, since all of us are attached to one form, Though Papa has been telling that in this ashram there will not be any idol worship, in our mind there is an idol. Papa's form is there, Every day morning also we try to remember. Every time we pass before the bhajan hall, whenever we pass anywhere, when Papa's photos are there, it immediately attracts, So there is some form of worship going on the form. And so we can bring it that, okay, Papa, you wanted us to do that. So you are seated within me. Why don't you please take over? Papa will ask, have you handed over? You remember during that year-end program with
my master.
With my master. You have that book? What did he say? Anybody remembers? No, that is okay. Who wants God realization? Okay, then. He said, immediately when this, like what we are talking, suppose we are placing it before Papa, then we said we cannot, then Papa should do it. Then he said, oh yes, Papa will be glad to do it, provided you turn towards him. It is not for lighter reading. So, not thought the. And is it here? Open. Please hold on. With my master. They will be able to hear?
Yes, Swamiji, they'll be able to hear.
Blasting.
I'll just bring for tomorrow. I'll just bring the book.
Not necessary. Second chapter. Tuft you give.
Tuft.
T-U-F-T.
Yes. Control F. T-U-F-T. I'll reduce it a little bit.
On that day, Papa must be in full. Bah.
It's too small, Swamiji?
That doesn't matter. Bring it little closer to me. That's enough.
I'll just increase the point size.
No, it doesn't
Control
matter.
A.
Doesn't matter. Because they should also see now.
No, they can't see. You want me to make it visible to them also? That also I can do. 1 second.
You should be.
Share screen. Select window. With my master. Share. Oh, you left the meeting. Return to rejoin. Open. Rejoin. Join again. Share screen.
Otherwise, don't worry. Let them be there.
So I can share the screen window with my master. Share. Yeah, now they can see. I think
They know. They can see
you
now.
can see, right?
Are you seeing it? Are you seeing?
They stopped talking 1 second. Oh, our mic went off.
Are you seeing?
Can you see this, which is being shared?
Yes, Swamiji, you can see, but it's very small.
Wait, I'll make it big.
Very small. Then don't worry. Come on.
Yeah. Made it big.
Let the tempo.
Huh.
He says.
Tough down. No, it's not the screen. You have to go like this.
Wait. Papa remained silent for some time, then said to Mataji, "What is the use of your dinning this into their ears again and again when they do not care much about it themselves? It is addressed to us. Who wants God realization these days?" And so many things he says, okay, I am skipping. Enough.
Here the text.
They are too busy. Papa must show God to them. That is what they say. Oh yes, Papa would be only too happy to show God to them. But they must have eyes to see, na? How can Papa, with all the goodwill on earth, show them God when their eyes are set only on worldly pleasures? There are limits to even what a Papa can do. He cannot catch hold of their tufts of hair and turn their faces in the direction of God. Ramdas cannot act in such a fashion. They must show some inclination at least to want God. That is all Ramdas asks of them. Show some desire to see God. You see, you hear this? Show some inclination at least to want God. Not necessarily, but not. This is all Ramdas asks of them. Show some desire to see God. Ramdas will do the rest. He tells them. But even this desire is absent. All are hearing enough.
Yes, Swami. Yes, Swami.
So we are asking ourselves if the desire is there.
Yes, Swami.
No answer is necessary. We have to answer ourselves. Outwardly, whatever we answer, that is not going to matter. Papa clearly says, even this desire is absent. And finally, he says, but someday they too will realize what they have been missing in their lives all along. Ram will give them all realization. Sooner or later, the seed of God realization will take root in their lives and blossom forth to fruition. Till then, they are destined to go through all the cycles of pleasure and pain, ups and downs. Ram's will be done. Ramdas has done all that he can. He has shown them the straight and easy path to be trodden upon. He has cleared for them all the hurdles and stumbling stones on the way. They will take the first step when Ram prompts them. Whether this will happen when Ramdas is physically here or not is in Ram's hands. Anyway, we are now concentrating on this aspect. So that means we show some desire to see God. Ramdas will do the rest. That is why we said, when we make an earnest effort, say 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and when he feels, originally we really need it, then mysteriously he will take us further. So we can, for the sake of easy journey, we can bring Papa before us, very easy for us. That charming figure. And then we pray to him. You told, many years back, that if we turn our mind towards you, you will take them forward. Please do it. Intellectually, we realize even this you have given to us now, to turn towards you. Previously, when you were telling, our attraction was something else. So we had some sentimental, emotional feeling when we see your photo, when we see you. But beyond that, no. We have never accepted that you are within us. Whenever you say about Ram, he is a distant entity. Whenever you say God, he is a distant entity. Though you have been hammering that is the indwelling reality, somehow it has not become clear to us. So, kindly hold our hand and lead us within to make us aware of your presence. And you are behind everything. Something of this, no? We don't mean that these words should be there. It's something like that. So again we will read, Ramdas cannot act about it. They must show some inclination at least to want God. This is all Ramdas asks of them. Show some desire to see God, and Ramdas will do the rest, he tells them. But even this desire is absent. Blunt truth. And again he says, when there is so much wealth to be garnered, such fineries to be worn, so many cinemas to be seen, who has time for God? But someday they too will realize what they have been missing in their lives all along. Ram will give them that realization. Back again. So this attempt is to translate the words given by Papa into a reality. Your I should be transformed into the universal I. So where do we make the beginning? Everything we are doing, accepting this, no? Unfortunately. Everything we are doing, but accepting this vital factor, including the so-called labeled spiritual practices. Do we realize that he is prompting, he is facilitating us to do this? Who has prompted to come to ashram, who has prompted to get in touch with Papa, who has prompted to chanting. Chanting is going on. Everyone will know what is happening inside. There may be some effect, but this is what Papa wants. Do we desire to, what did he say? Do we want God? Correct. So we are asking ourselves, do we feel that we should become aware of your presence within? The I cannot vacate, but the I immediately takes up, stands up from the seat and waiting for the reality to sit and to take instruction from that reality.
Swamiji,
Boss.
we all want God, but the urgency is not there.
Eh?
We want.
Urgency is not there.
Inte-
Urgency is not there.
Correct. So we keep on thinking, what should I do? I can't do away with anything that I have. So within that limitation, there should be some way out. Why? We are his children. We are his children, so he cannot abandon us. He allowed us to play in the world. He allowed us to gather so many desires, thoughts, so many things. And now he cannot simply say, I will not do it. That's why finally he said, the day will come when you will all. But we cannot take shelter under that word. He wants us to pump in, the needed, aspiration. Ignite. This is a crucial one, no? Very crucial. I am chanting. I am filling my mind with the various teachings you have given. I have been trying to dwell on the inspiring life and mission of various saints. I find some joy. I was thinking that I was on the spiritual path. I also chant the name. I find some joy. But if you ask me, have I developed the deepest desire to realize your presence? I am unable to answer now. So, why don't you please do what is necessary in me? Here we remember Mataji saying, all of us you are going and you are praising the Guru, and none of you want to enter into the eternal being of the Guru. That eternal being of the Guru. So now let us have this chat with him inside. This is what we want. Initially, I won't say it will be constant, but at least why don't you give us the glimpse of your presence within, occupying the seat of the boss, and the sense of individuality seeking instruction from the boss. Papa will ask, you are sitting in the chair and you are asking me. I must get up. I must get up and leave the chair for him. That much I should do, See, think about it and set apart 5 to 10 minutes for this intense, in a day, 5 to 10 minutes. Because Papa's assurance is there. You show towards something, Ramdas will do the rest. So we can bring him into the picture. We are familiar with his picture. We are happy with his picture. We are comfortable with his picture. And we keep also telling, knowingly or unknowingly, anything, we attribute to him only. By Papa's grace, so many things we are doing. So it may be easy for us. So let us try to now bring in this dimension. We will again read that. When I talk, I am dumb. When I walk, I am still. When I work, I am at rest. The Gita brings us to that point where these opposites meet and lose distinction. God is at once active and inactive. To describe him is difficult. One visualizes him and tries to describe him. It is all imagination, not reality. We form our own ideas about him, but he is beyond all ideas. He is beyond all thought, all imagination. Imagination cannot soar up to him. Mind cannot grasp him. Words cannot describe him. Still we try to set him forth in words. His glories are infinite. His powers are infinite. He who is beyond conception, beyond expression, has become everything. There is none but he. Therefore the saint sees himself everywhere, sees God everywhere, because God and he are not different. Ramdas cannot speak of him except in this strain. The question asked, I is coming now in Papa's writings. Papa. This I is beyond first, second and third person. It is not the individual I. This I is equated with God. At a big meeting in America, since Ramdas was speaking as usual in the third person, one stood up and asked, what became of your I? Another from the same audience said, his I has become God. Got up from the seat. When one president goes, the old president, you would have seen in the TV news, when the new president of India is elected and when he takes over, there will be a meeting where the old president will be sitting in the first president's chair. And as soon as somebody reads the appointment of so-and-so as the president, and when he is invited to take the oath of secrecy and office, and when the Chief Justice of India tells him, he repeats the word, as soon as, if you watch, you can see, the old president would get up from the seat. And he will sit side. This is left vacant. The new president will come and occupy. So here, he says, at a big meeting in America, what became of your I? Another form, his I has become God. So your I should be transformed into the universal I, God. This is the real struggle. Papa is now pushing us to the fundamental thing. Our job is now to vacate and give the seat to the real actuator, okay, the real power. So let us try to think about it. So that is how we make a 10 minutes or 5 minutes every day. We try to make with the help of Ramnam. an effort to get up from our present seat. We are not going away. Paving the way for the reality to occupy that seat. And we remain there seeking instructions and guidance. Probably that is why Vittal Rao, when he went to Erode at the Amma Mandapam in Srirangam, when he threw the white clothes and then took this vow, this life shall henceforth be totally consecrated to the meditation and service of God. That is the getting up from the seat. And that is why he named Ramdas, Das of Ram. People started calling Swami Ramdas later. He even renounced the old name. So we can visualize something like this, getting up from the seat. I have been occupying that, I am thinking, I am doing, but instead of that, he is making me to do that, he is making me to do that. That reality, when it dawned on him, he got up from the seat, and by this vow, the assertion comes. Thenceforth, this life shall be consecrated entirely for the meditation and service of Ram. Not merely a contemplative life, that is meditation, service of Ram. That means the existence of the boss is once and for all made concrete. No change, no vacillating, no doubt. Then he named himself as Das of Ram, servant of Ram. So servant is there, and Ram is the boss. So the sense of individuality is the servant. Yesterday we had a telephone call from Padmanabhan Swamiji. He was in Amma Mandapam, Srirangam. So he went to this place. From there, Mahendran telephoned. I said, oh, you are there, where Papa? Then Swamiji talked to us. That is why we came, to remember all those things. The place where this had taken place in 1922, December 28th it should be. Where this transition took place. And just like the president, the oath of office and secrecy means here it is the vow. Through that vow, assertion that this life shall be henceforth consecrated to the meditation and service of Ram. So from that moment, there is no individual called Vittal Rao, but the individuality is there, transformed individuality as the Das of Ram. Papa, you kindly make that to us also. We cannot go to Srirangam and do all those things. So unless you create some situation by which this becomes a reality. I must get up from my seat and make you to sit. I must get up from my present seat and I should make you to sit and take charge.
Permanently.
Eh?
Permanently.
Think about it. So in our own words we can say, not that there should be a particular form. In our own words, these are the things which he has made us known. One president changes, and this as we have seen. Till that moment, the president was the number one citizen of India. And after that, he becomes an ordinary citizen. He is called ex-president, that's all. For all other practical purposes, he is like anybody. So he feels. When the new president gives this Bharat Ratna award to the ex-president, he comes there as any person, any recipient, So he is also making available all these things in the Laukika level, in the Vyavaharik level. Even then we don't understand that. In a democratic function, every 5 years, this is going on. But we don't want to leave our seat. Unknowingly, not that, unknowingly. Even if I wanted to, I am riveted to the tree. I want to get up. No. So we are telling him, you give us something by which, like what you gave to yourself in 1922, you employ some method by which you make me to get up and pave the way for you to sit. Otherwise, I will be telling that you are behind everything, but I am sitting in my own seat. I am telling. You are my boss, you are everything. But not compromising on any of the things which I am doing. So this plain talk with him, this talk taking, it should be there in our prayer. So let us all, he is now pushing us. So now we can try for 5 minutes or 10 minutes every day on these lines. Something will get emerged. Sure. Hari Om. More of it day after tomorrow. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.